Welcome back to Wings of Wealth by Phankk. In our last session, we got our heads around the basics of the stock market. Today, we're going to look at one of the absolute simplest, most powerful tools every new investor should know about, the ETF. So what on earth is an ETF? Well, the easiest way to think about it is like a shopping basket. But instead of fruits and vegetables, this basket holds different investments. Things like stocks, gold, or bonds. And the cool part is, you can buy the entire basket in one single go on the stock exchange, just like buying a single share of a company. So why do people love them so much? Well, it really just boils down to a few amazing benefits. First, you get instant diversification. That means you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, right? They're also usually very low cost because most of them aren't trying to do anything fancy. They just track the market. And they are super flexible. You can buy or sell them anytime the market is open. It's just that simple. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff because not all of these baskets are the same. ETFs are designed to hold all kinds of different things, and each type has a different goal. So let's take a look at what's on the menu. First up, and by far the most popular, are index ETFs. These are just beautifully simple. They don't try to beat the market, they just aim to be the market. They basically just copy an index like the Nifty 50. So if India's top companies have a good day, your ETF has a good day. It's really the easiest way to ride the country's overall growth. Next up, for those of us who like a bit of sparkle, we have gold and silver ETFs. These are fantastic because they let you invest in precious metals without any of the old school headaches. You can forget about worrying about storage or purity or making charges. This is just a clean, simple digital way to own gold and silver. But what if you have a strong feeling about a certain industry? Maybe you think tech or pharma is just about to take off. Well, that's exactly what sectoral ETFs are for. They let you buy a whole basket of companies from just one specific sector, so you can put your money behind a trend you really believe in. And this is absolutely brilliant. Have you ever wished you could own a piece of giant companies like Apple or Tesla or Google? Well, global ETFs are literally your ticket to do just that. They make it possible to invest in the world's biggest companies right from your Indian demat account. So how does that magic actually happen? It's done through a really clever setup called a feeder fund. Basically, you invest your money into an ETF right here in India. That fund then simply feeds your money into a much larger fund abroad. And that bigger fund is the one that actually owns the shares of all those international companies. Pretty neat, right? And finally, for anyone looking for a bit more stability in their investments, there are bond ETFs. You can think of these as the shock absorbers for your portfolio. They hold a basket of steadier things like government or corporate bonds, which are fantastic for balancing out the usual ups and downs of the stock market. Okay, so we've seen all the cool things that can go in the basket. But how does that actually work for you as an investment? Well, the logic behind it is actually incredibly straightforward. Here's the most important thing to remember. When you buy one unit of an ETF, you own a tiny slice of everything inside that basket. So if the total value of all the stocks or the gold in that basket goes up, the value of your slice, your ETF unit, goes up right along with it. It's a direct connection. Now, for the best part, how you can actually get started. You might be thinking this all sounds a little complicated, but I promise you, buying an ETF is one of the easiest things you can do as an investor. Seriously, all you need is a demat and trading account. From there, you just open your app, search for the ETF you want, and you can buy as little as one single unit. That's it. It then just appears securely in your account. It is truly that easy to get started. So now you know what ETFs are, all the different kinds they come in, and how simple it is to buy one. But trust me, this is just the beginning. To really get good at this, we need to tackle the big questions that everybody has, and that's exactly what we're going to do in our next episodes. We're going to get straight to the point and find out, can you really start investing in solid gold for less than what you'd pay for a movie ticket? Then, we're going to dive deep and look at exactly how you can own a piece of those world-famous companies like Apple and Tesla without ever having to leave India. We'll also get into some of the trickier stuff, like why does an ETF sometimes fall in price even when it looks like the whole market is going up? And of course, we are finally going to settle the big debate. ETFs versus mutual funds. What is the real practical difference between them, and how do you know which one is right for you? You definitely don't want to miss that one. I'll leave you with this one thought for today. And it's really at the heart of what we do here at Wings of Wealth. The best investment you can ever make is the one you make in understanding money. Taking the time to learn this stuff is the most important step you can take.
Keep learning, keep asking those questions, and keep on growing your wings of wealth with Phankk. We'll see you in the next one.